Hello and welcome back to Varlamore Chunk. 10 months ago I embarked on my one chunk Colosseum journey with nothing but a rune mace and a dream. There was a lot to do and a lot has been done, including getting the best in slot ranged cape in the whole game, fletching some dragon arrows to put in it even though I can't fire them, achieving 299s, and so much more. And I have only two things left to do. I need to bless my quiver with 150,000 Sunfire Splinters, and I need to get the final piece of the Sunfire Fanatic set, at which point I will be able to unlock more of the map. And so the Colosseum grind for loot begins. We are looking for Sunfire Splinters, we're looking for big drops of those, and those Sunfire Fanatic pants, good like us. Do I want to go on to a wave 6, which is a noticeable spike in difficulty for a useless reward when I've just got a really good one on some subpar invocations? I don't think so. I think we're just going to claim those 500 splinters and that is our first run back. I would call that a definite success. So it'd be good to see where I'm starting at here. When I first got my quiver, I put in 10,000 Sunfire Splinters, and here in my bank we have 17,000 Sunfire Splinters. This means I'm about 1/6 of the way to blessing the quiver at the start of this video. I want to try something with rotating the pillars here that I haven't tried before. Usually I would just tank one hit from a ranger on the way over, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to path to one tick front one attacks me. There, the back ranger attacks me. If I path to this tile, I think it'll off-tick the major, so I can pray range for 2 ticks, then mage, and then back to range and run behind the back pillar. Oh, hell yeah, that worked. I'm gonna have to review the footage to make sure that worked properly and I didn't tank anything, but I think we did it. It did indeed work, and it is so cool that I can be this deep into the account, having successfully obtained my quiver, and I'm still figuring out new strats that I can use. We're at the next big breakpoint. Wave 9 to wave 10 is once again a huge step up in difficulty, because you get 2 rangers again, plus a mage spawning in the reinforcements. And the combination of modifiers and loot next wave just isn't worth that risk, so we're going to take this big old chunk of loot from that. It looks beautiful, and it's nice to be able to claim things now that the quiver has been acquired. Another 1,000 splinters to the bank. I was just fighting a manticore in the Colosseum, right? And I was hitting it, and in between flicking my prayers, I was hitting some offensive prayers as well, just to try speed it along a bit. And I was using ultimate strength just to do one attack with it, as it gives me, look at this, 2 max hits, bringing my DPS up from 1.16 to 1.295. But then I had a thought, if I'm just going to flick 1, maybe accuracy's better, because against monsters this tanky, accuracy matters a lot. So 1.295 goes to... Oh, that's with both of them, turn that one off, 1.313. I get more DPS foregoing the max hits and using incredible reflexes instead of ultimate strength. Of course, if I use my quick prayer orb, I can turn them both on at once for 1 tick without losing prayer, but when I'm doing a manticore flick, it's much harder to get from pray melee up to this orb than it is to get from pray melee to my prayer underneath. The other problem with using the prayer orb is if I misclick here, I am likely to misclick on the ground out here somewhere and run out into certain death, whereas if I misclick on here I just turn a different prayer off, and I might just take another hit from a monster, which is less bad. 76 range, that is our first combat level from re-entering the Colosseum, and what better place to get it than safe spotting a Minotaur. Getting Manticore mid-spawns can be real bad, because when I get situations like this, that mage that's coming is attacking at the same time as that ranged attack from the Manticore, so I am taking damage here and I have to try flick everything as I go along, and it started good, and I tried to tick eat. Oof, did not manage it. And then, after being in this chunk for 10 months, never once seeing the Sunfire pants. There it is, come on. Sorry for the aggressive whisper, but it was pretty late, and I went straight into having to deal with a Manticore mid-spawn again. Dealt with the Fremenix fine, and then what we're going to do is we're going to try pull it into the pillar. So I'm going to stand out here, I'm going to do a flick, pray ranged and step behind the pillar, which is going to drag it nice and close, meaning now I can melee it. Okay, we've got a mage coming in, so we're just going to sit here and we're going to see what tick is the mage attacking on. The mage is attacking a tick before the Manticore, so I'm going to be able to flick these and just take out the mage first. Luckily, this Minotaur at the back is, he's just chilling out there, and the Minotaurs can heal other minions, but their heal has a range of 7 tiles from their center tile. This mage is 8 tiles away, meaning it is just out of range to be able to take it out first and move on to dealing with just the Manticore by itself. So with this Manticore dealt with, now I need to decide what we're hitting next. And because this Minotaur back here can now heal each of the other 3 NPCs, I either need to find a way to split something away from the Minotaur, break its line of sight, and deal with that, or I need to take out the Minotaur first, and I decide that we're going to go with the Minotaur. To get the Minotaur out of the stack, I'm going to need to run out to this line of tiles so that the Minotaur can get around this Manticore. And as I do that, I'm going to need to flick the Manticore, and I've just decided that ranger at the back, I'm going to let it get a shot off on me and I'm going to tank it. We're going to put a defensive prayer on, and we're probably just going to eat a potato and we'll be fine. And with the Minotaur dealt with, there's only one tricky thing left to do in this wave, and it's when we beat this first ranger, because then we have these 2 diagonal minions. And what I'm going to try do is I'm going to try run back behind this pillar here at the perfect time this front Javelin Colossus dies, so that the back Javelin Colossus comes in and takes its place. Just like this. Yeah. If we were to move back too late, then that Javelin Colossus would have stayed ranging us and the Manticore would have slid in. And if we went back too early, when the front Colossus was still alive, the Ranger would slide back behind the Manticore, and either way we'd be left with a stack that we would have to flick, but if I get it on the perfect tick, then I can deal with them one at a time. And our final Manticore's about to go down. Yes! Oh... That's the last Manticore we're going to have to kill this chunk. We don't have to do any more deep runs. And, oh man, I feel like I deserved that. I played really well there. We got this on a wave 10 with 1,000 splinters. That feels great. And Sunfire Fanatic has been completed. Okay, let's put those on. With my silly sun hat and my white top, we are looking amazing. Good morning, this is the first day of farming splinters. We have now, well, now being when this warrior dies, I've got 1,000 splinters today, which is sort of like the minimum daily volume I'm going for. Obviously it would be nice if we get more than that, but that's like, I'm just making sure I get 1,000 at a time. If I'm getting 1,000 at a time, this would take 150 days or 5 months to bless the quiver, so we're definitely going to need to speed up. But going too fast at this and burning out and not getting it would suck, so we're just gonna chill, get some splinters, and let's have a quick look at how I'm doing these wave 1s to begin with. Chucking on just the closest invocation and starting, putting some quick prayers on because they pretty much last the whole wave. Just running straight in there and whacking that ranger, equipping my staff and maging the warrior. And during this, they're probably gonna hit me a few times, but I'm just assuming I'm gonna kill them before they kill me. Switch off to my ranged gear and take out the seer. Pick up my arrows because those things are expensive, and then just start macing down the major. And this bit we're going to speed up quite a bit because you guys know by now my DPS is not phenomenal. So yeah, we're just skipping ahead. That's my going fast sounds until we beat that and face the warrior. And now we just make sure we get our prey melee on nice and early. Otherwise this thing can claw us out and one-shot us from any HP. And then, I'm just going to go make a coffee or something while we slowly deal with this one. Okay, let's have a quick look at the XP per hour we're getting while doing this. The 20k an hour in melees is really nice. And then a little bit of extra mage and range XP that's trickling in from dealing with the Fremenix. It adds up over time, let me tell you that. I figured out something, and that's that most of the time, if I'm doing waves, I can actually use my second highest tier of prayers, and they're going to last the whole wave, so I can turn on these red ones. I just need to be a little bit careful, because if I get bad RNG on my hits, then I'll run out of prayer and die, and it has happened multiple times, so this is only something I'm going to be doing when I'm feeling like I'm ready to focus. And indeed, it looks like this is going to be one of the runs where we run out of prayer. Let's just stand over here and deal with the rest of this one with Mage. A 225 into a 228. Oh, these runs are being rapid with the higher prayers. And that 20k an hour is adding up enough for us to get 89 attack. That is quite enough farming for me today. That is a day where we got 3,000 Sunfire Splinters. That is a lot of runs because these are not particularly fast. And what I can do at the end of a session like this is I can just jump outside and I'm just going to chill outside the door. Because while I'm waiting out here, we can get a, oh. Well, I'm waiting out here for random events. Does this count as a random event? Alright, here we go. It's a posty Pete. Dismiss that one. Back we go. Oh, 206. That's a PB. I wonder if we can get a sub 2 minute. That would be crazy. Oh my god, I didn't see it. But look, the first one I did when I logged in for this session, we got 157. Sub 2 minutes, that's a PB. I've just realized that I can do a time save that's only gonna take one extra click. So previously I've been using these two prayers, improved reflex and superhuman strength. It'd be better to use incredible reflexes and superhuman strength, but the problem is I would run out of prayer if I just camp them the whole wave. So what I'm going to do is to start with only protect from magic on, kill my things while luring the mage into a nice safe spot. And then we go. Now this prayer should last for the rest of the run, and it means I'm slightly more accurate, like 5% more accurate or 3% more accurate or something like that. This one feels fast. I think this is a PB. There's definitely a PB, right? 148. Why am I on 1 health there? Don't worry about it, it's fine. I figured out something really cool on the last run. I love this. Unreasonably much. You ready? Here we go. We do a little dance if we attack the mage from this corner. Okay, let's see if I remembered right. Ignore the flashing arrow. I think the thing I remembered was behind this house, right? Oh, there's a chest here. Can I... oh. Okay, it's not behind this house. Oh my god, it is. There's a rat. I found a rat. Yes, that's exactly the amount I needed for 90 attack. Wow. That's a big level. And 1450 and 105 combat. Damn. I wasn't expecting those, but that's cool. I think that's the max attack level we're going for. It's time for us to change. Now, attack is useful every level. Every single level of attack makes us better in the Colosseum. Strength is better at specific levels, which I'll do an analysis of shortly. Level 97 would get me 1 max hit on aggressive style only. Defense is like the least impactful of all the things, but it's so easy to level. Like 3,000 XP to get a defense level and 660,000 till I get a strength level. So I'm just going to level some defense because I can. Look, here's some defense XP. Wow, 8 of them. Oh my god, that was close. And the first defense level coming in, level 61, the first of many. Hello, hello. I'm just coming to the end of my session for the day. Oh, I'm going to get knocked back by the chest. No, that tile's the place to go to. And we have got with me 2,000 Sunfire Splinters from this session. It always feels good to get the end of a little run and achieve my little splinter goal that I've got going on and chuck them all into the bank. We are now up to 67,000 in the bank. But I put 10,000 in my quiver, so that means I am officially over halfway into blessing this quiver. It's a long grind, there's a lot left to do, but I'm really happy with what I achieved today. I hope I am just as happy with what I achieve tomorrow. And here we go, it's this. 1, 2. Beautiful. 77 ranged. And then... hit it. I don't have all day. How much XP? I have 27 XP. I haven't been doing very much recently. Varlamore Part 3 just came out, which is fantastic. I love it, by the way. So this has slowed down a touch, because I just keep doing the delve boss, and then, like, I die or I tele out after some point, and I'm like, nah, we go one more. And I've been keeping on doing one more for a long time. So my rate of acquiring splinters, it's slowed down a lot. It shouldn't have slowed down a lot. I need to be gaming. We've got to get this roll so I can do delve boss on this account. Which I figured out a thing, by the way. I am 7 rolls away from getting Demon Bane weaponry. If I roll like the Varrock Castle chunk and then I roll directly down to Wizard's Tower, I can get Silverlight, and that would allow me to do Wave 8 Delve Boss. Of course, my skill is going to hold me back and not let me do Wave 8 Delve Boss, but the gear would work. When do I get this HP level? Oh, that was actions left, not XP left. Okay, just imagine we're about to get 91 HP. That can be this clip. Oh, I just got 65 defense without realizing, because this account here is doing this. You ready for my second account? Oh, we're going into the doom. I am trying to get up to the melee so I can AFK for a while, and while I'm AFKing on the melee, we go delving. Oh, I think that's going to be it for the day. It is late, and it has been my best day yet. 4,480 splinters. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Let's put those in the bank, and the stack goes up. We're up to 78k. Hey, look, it's you guys. I'm not going to attack you, promise. I'm just waiting for a random event. Oh, my 15th. Never mind. Goodbye. Count Check has just delivered me something beautiful. This is a lamp. I think you probably knew it was a lamp, but if I put it on Slayer, it's not 48 yet, but it's 47. That's one level off being able to kill Sulphur Nugwas, which would unlock Perilous Moons, and it would unlock the stuff Nugwas drop, which I haven't actually looked at other than the weapons. But if we go to the bank, I have 28 frog tokens, and I have the chunk to turn them in. I have 48 Slayer banked. It's done. I've got 48 Slayer. As soon as we get Nugwas, I can kill them. Oh no, these levels come in so fast that I'm just not ready for them to happen. I got 70 defense. These are so rapid. The amount of training I've got done just by switching to the low level skill is crazy. I'm sure before long we'll have 75 and 8. I actually don't know what we're going to get by the time we finish this grind. More than this. So I was doing a little bit of research about how I'm going to do chunk rolls moving forwards. You would have seen that in my last video, I think. And apparently, if I talk to this dude about getting to the Tiamat, it's not going to send me there just yet. I thought it was going to, so I hadn't done this yet. But what's going to happen? Picked out the perfect kit. This is Renu. Hey, Renu. And I get some feed, and I can feed the bird. Here we go. Here you go. Have some food. Little peck. Aww. That's wonderful. Okay, but now... yeah, it unlocks transport all around Varlamore. Oh, it's happening. Today's stack of splinters. Here it goes. White stack, 100k. Alright, I think I am indeed done for the day. And that is by far a PB. 8.4k splinters. God damn. We are powering towards the finish line. 111,000. We have gone for a much needed supply run, got a couple of death runes and 1,000 of adamant arrows, which is the ones that we need because, oh, young impling, because we were down to 26, and then just these junk ones as we were hopping through that we can use to just throw away at whatever we're doing, +1 tuner. Go, the seer is down, bonk, pick up the arrows, another bonk. Okay, another bonk. There it is, 75 defense. That's a pretty good level. I'm pretty sure that's like bandos and stuff. Can I open this? I can't open this. Just trust me, that's bandos and stuff. You know, Wave 1 Colosseum has this sort of annoying combination for me. On one hand, it's very easy, provides no challenge, and has long AFK bits while I just wait for my rune mace to kill a monster. But at the same time, you have to pay attention, or this Jaguar Warrior comes and messes up your whole week. Which may have happened once or twice. Oh, damn it! Hey, we got level 80 magic. This is on the side. I'm not looking at it. I just heard fireworks. Okay, I think that's the last level we're gonna get in this chunk. We are so close. I'll show you the bank when I get out of this. We have 10k charges in our quiver. We have 12,000 including these, and once we look in the bank we have 146. We are 4,000 splinters away from being done. Holy. Level 77 defense. That brings us to our final combat stats of the chunk. 90 attack, 95 strength, 77 defense, 78 range, 60 prayer, 80 mage, and 91 HP. This doesn't quite feel real. This is the last one. This is it. When we kill this Jaguar Warrior, we're going to be able to loot the chest. We have 10,000 splinters in our quiver, and this one's going to push me to 140,000 splinters in the inventory. That's 150,000. That means I have enough to bless my quiver. We're not going to do it just yet. I'm saving that to do on stream because it's going to be hype. We're going to do a chunk rolling stream. I'm looking forward to it very much. But when we claim this, you ready for that stack? 140k. We did it. I don't have to go back in. Yep. I'm proud of that. At the Colosseum, over here is the little glory board thing. And I haven't checked what it is. I don't know how many times I've died. I don't know how many waves I've done. Let's see it. View stats. 2,537. That's a lot of waves. 265 deaths. And 1 KC that took us 3 hours of 43 minutes and 55.8 seconds. Here we go. Yes! Congratulations, you've just advanced to Slayer level. Your Slayer level is now 48. You can now kill lesser Nugwa. We did it. We lamped the whole way up to being able to kill Nugwas. So if we get over to Perilous Moons, we can actually do it. This was a long time coming, this one. I mean, getting the quiver was the longest part. Blessing it was also pretty long, though. If you've ever done the making a blessed quiver yourself, you know if you're farming wave 1 for splinters, it takes quite some time. I'll tell you now, it takes longer with a rune mace. We never once managed to skip a Jaguar Warrior. Alright, let's do it. Let's use the quiver on the Shrine of Ralos. Oh. Blessing Designer's quiver will cost 139,924 Sunfire Splinters because we put 10,000 in when I first got the quiver so that it could be charged, and they lasted the whole time. Like, this isn't worth it, but it is a chunk task for me. Yup. There it is. Let's put it on. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. So with our chunk tasks done, it is time to roll. But before we do, I am making some amendments to our chunk rolling rules. To give some quick context, this is Varlamore, and the only way to get from Varlamore Part 1 to Parts 2 and 3 under my current rules would be to cross this bridge here. So as we have the option to roll more and more mainland chunks, there is a very real possibility that we never roll this chunk and never get past Varlamore Part 1. So, I am making 2 changes. Number 1. I am allowing chunks accessed via the Quetzal transportation system to be rolled. This is thematic to the area, and it's how we got to the mainland via the Quetzal to Varrock, and it opens up many more chunks on Varlamore, meaning a much higher likelihood of a Varlamore chunk on any specific roll. Secondly, every 5th roll from our first chunk roll, we will be guaranteeing a Varlamore chunk. This slightly increases the overall rate of unlocking Varlamore chunks, and means as we get less options at Varlamore and more on the mainland, we still do eventually unlock everything here. And in addition to the chunk rolling rule changes, to celebrate the launch of Varlamore Part 3, our next 3 chunk rolls will all be locked to Varlamore chunks only. Although we are moving on from the Colosseum tasks, we are far from done with it. We still have a few incredibly rare and hard to get drops backlogged. So I will remind you of my rule for backlogged PVM grinds. For every chunk roll that gives us tasks to do, I will do 3 Colosseum, or other PVM where applicable, attempts. And if the chunk has upgrades to our setup 4-up, then this number is increased to 10 attempts instead. I'll do these attempts once we reach a new grind as to not hold up chunk rolls unnecessarily. If you look in the bottom right there, it's been 308 days since our last roll. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yeah! Oh, hell yes. We are over in Tal Teklan. Let's do it. Oh. Let's have a look around. There's a flying squirrel. I love squirrels. Yo! Love your hat, by the way. Wonderful. We could buy vials? I've had to make all my own vials up until now. Or egg. Take egg. Alright, let's head upstairs in the pub. There's a beer glass. Oh, I can't get through there. Excuse me? Hello? I'm too fat to get through there. I'm so wide. Oh! Count check. There's capybaras in the water. I could catch some pike here. That's a chunk task, I think. Catch some pike. Let's go catch some pike. Cook up some pike. Nice. Okay, the only other thing I see here, we've got a mahogany tree, so we need to cut 2 logs. Okay, we're going to burn 1 mahogany log. And we're going to fletch 1 mahogany. I can 3-tick! I just realized. Let's get some more mahoganies. This is my first place I can 3-tick now. Because for some of my mining I did, I was 4-ticking it. That's so much better. Okay, we have 2 chunk tasks to do. Actually, we have 1 chunk task and 1 thing that's not a chunk task yet, but would be in the future, but we're going to do it anyway. We can make 20 mahogany planks all in one go. Bang! We've completed a medium task. Okay, and our final chunk task is to talk to Horvik with a pestle and mortar and an air rune in my inventory, and that gets us this... What would happen if I crushed an air rune? Have this. We're corrupted plate body. Oh, that's sick! I love it! I could see my quiver from the front. This chunk is super cool. We got a totally new environment to be in. We have access to vials without having to make them ourselves. We can now 3-tick. We can make stuff in our house which requires mahogany planks. We also now have access to a pestle and mortar, and we have 3 Colosseum attempts backlogged ready to be done, probably in the next video. So we have a whole lot more chunks we can roll now over in part 3. Here we go again for our second of 3 Varlamore Part 3 celebration rolls, which is really cool because on the first one we actually got Varlamore Part 3. We're picking chunking up. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. This is so good. Not the blacksmith, though this is kind of crazy. There's a furnace and an anvil right next to each other. We can buy nature runes and we can buy cosmic runes. I can elk things. That's so much GP. That's so good. And I can enchant all the rings of forging I want without having to farm for them. Okay, I'm sure there's some other stuff in here that I didn't know about, but that... I was so excited for that. We can make things different colors. What do you have? You have bows. Rune arrows? I can't afford a rune arrow. Hold on. Let's just do a little bit more pickpocketing. Okay. Rune arrow. How much is a rune arrow? 400. Holy. That's so expensive. This chunk was super good. That access to nature runes and rune arrows is going to be very useful going forwards. But the chunk had no actual chunk tasks. There's nothing new I had to do. I've equipped higher tier arrows, and I already had access to some nature runes before. And the rune arrows, while technically could be an upgrade in the Colosseum, are not actually an upgrade at the Colosseum. I won't be using them against the Fremenics because the Addy arrows will kill the Mage Fremenic in the same amount of attacks, and I won't be using it against anything I'm safe spotting because when I'm safe spotting things I don't go and pick up my arrows, and that would be prohibitively expensive, so I will not be using these. Thus, there's no requirement for Colosseum attempts from this chunk. Our first roll was the start of Tulticlan, our second roll was over here, and our third roll is... Boo!
Frog Quest!
And I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen. I know! No, look out! Oh. Whew, that was a close one. And with Frog Quest done, we're just going to rake this tree patch and get back to rolling chunks. 6 Colosseum attempts now backlogged. So with our Celebration of Varlamore Part 3 done, we're gonna unlock chunks over in Brimhaven. I can roll Brimhaven, thanks to charter ships, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7 chunks around Varrock. Still most likely we're gonna roll in Varlamore, but it is no longer guaranteed. 3, 2, 1, pick chunk. I think that's Hill Giants. That's awesome! It is! This is Hill Giants. That's Curved Bone Grind. Yeah! I was actually super keen for this. Limpwood Root. I forgot about these. I can make super strength potions. That's a Herblore grind as well. Because I'm 50 Herblore and Limpwood Roots give me... 55? 55 for super strength. That's a real Colosseum upgrade. So our chunk tasks are to get 55 Herblore, get the collection logs of a giant key, a longed bone, and a curved bone, and we need to do 16 Colosseum attempts, so I shall get to start on this grind, and I will see you guys with more chunk content real soon. And as always, a massive thank you to the incredibly generous individuals you see on screen right now. Thank you so much, especially to Scarlet, Jumbo, and 40 Hand for being best friends of the channel. Thank you Shiem, Dallas, Danny Boy, Smile LV, and most recently Mumnoon. Thank you very much for all the support. And to Michael G, Noctiverse, Parakiwi, Trogathor, Max, Tizzly, Mysel, DI, Diggydog SP, Happy Kirby, Ixtarian, Teeters, and Detonation 7. Absolute legends. Crack out.